So, for as long as I can remember, I never really had any goals. I never really had a chief aim in life. And that definitely made me feel lost, like I was putzing around. It wasn't about until I was maybe 20 years old that I really took a deep dive into disaster. It had been about 2 years since I graduated high school, and to be honest with you, I wasn't really doing much with my life at that point. Let's just say your boy was, he was smoking a bunch of that good stuff, if you know what I'm saying. I also started hanging out with one of my old friends, which sounds kind of rude to call him a deadbeat, but that's kind of what he was. And I really let him influence me tremendously at the time since I was very weak minded. And it ultimately led me to drop out of community college. To further add to my dilemma, I also managed to get myself fired from my job at Little Caesars, which I'm still kind of wondering how I managed to do that. And by the way, fuck that place. I really only had two options. Option one was to continue about on this destructive path that was going to lead me nowhere. Or option two was to dig myself out of this pit that I had put myself in. And well, I ended up going with option two, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video. If any of you sexy individuals are watching, I really appreciate your time. I digress. You see, there was definitely a correlation between not having goals and this destructive path that I was headed towards. Not having anything to look forward to, not having anything to work for, has you drifting through life. It makes life dull. For instance, in a video game, you look forward to grinding out tasks, you look forward to grinding out missions and whatever the game has to offer. If you don't have anything to grind, it ends up feeling pointless and boring. You'll probably end up losing interest in that video game. The same thing could be said about life. If you don't have anything to look forward to, then life kind of becomes stale. That can cause a multitude of things to come crumbling down around you. You'll probably lose touch with yourself. You'll probably end up isolating yourself, and worst of all, it can cause a crippling depression. Luckily for us, there is a solution to this, and the solution is to simply set goals. One of the persons that I often listen to is Earl Nightingale, and he said it perfectly. People with goals succeed because they know where they are going. A very simple, self-explanatory quote, but it's honestly overlooked by most people. Goals are what keep you going. Simple as that. Having goals gives you direction, and having goals gives your life meaning. In terms of a video game, it's kind of like receiving a DLC every week or every day that you look forward to. And no, I'm not saying that spending time with family and doing things that you like is not meaningful, because that is in its own right. But wouldn't you want to spice up your life? Wouldn't you want to add something to your to-do list so that you can enjoy accomplishing those things? So whatever your goals might be, I would suggest that you write them down on a piece of paper, or maybe you have a spare notebook that you don't use anymore. Go ahead and or just open it up and get down to jotting some of your goals, or something that you have been wanting to accomplish for a very long time. There's something very powerful about writing your goals down and visualizing them daily. Now that you have your goals, you're on the right track. But how do you actually go about starting them and finishing them? Well, you actually don't. I'm joking. But you actually should start small. So for instance, you might want to cable manage your desk. So you set that up and you finish it. Simple as that. That's a small goal that doesn't take much effort unless you have some crazy cable management going on, but you get the idea. It's a small accomplishable goal that doesn't take much, but accomplishing it does help you in the long run by giving you that confidence to accomplish other small goals. It has a feel-good effect. A relatable example for any one of you might be going to the gym and working out. That has to be done slowly. You can't just go in and think you're going to attack the weights every single day like an absolute specimen beast who's been doing this for years. At least in my case, it was not like that. I started off going slow. I started off going once or twice a week. And once I knew I could keep doing that, I started going 3, 4. Now I try to go at least 5 times per week to the gym. That way I can stay on course with my goals and just keep accomplishing them. Thankfully for me, I was able to discover this sooner in life rather than later. And it really has propelled me forward in my personal development. So start setting them goals and get after it. I know we all have the power to succeed. I really do hope that this video made sense to you all and that it can help you in any way, shape, or form. That is really the mission of this channel. I'd really like to entertain you all and to give you guys some good information that serves well to you all. So if you were able to stay to the end of this video, I really do appreciate your time. It truly does mean a lot to me, knowing that I could be of help to you, because I know that I didn't really have that guidance growing up. And I know I'm not the most wise, but I try my best to help out whoever I can. So until next time, thank you very much, and please stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day.